Hey guys, Jesse here, and today I'm going to be unboxing the Master Grade Gundam Age 1 Normal from Gundam Age. I've had this kit for a very long time, and every time I put it on my workbench to build it, it always got pushed aside for something cooler that just came in the mail or something for me to work on. But now I've got nothing else in the way. It's finally on my workbench, and I'm going to be building it. I've already told myself that. I also plan to do something a little bit extra with this. It's nothing too crazy, but it is going to take me a little longer to build it. I'll talk about it a little bit later, but let's go ahead and take a look at this kit. So yeah, very cool box art. Yep, Gundam Age. A bit of a high and low point in Bandai's Gunpla sort of career. The show itself wasn't doing incredibly well. The toys were, from what I understand, pretty popular, but in terms of the kits, we got really nice master grades. I've heard this is one of the best master grades ever made. And the ones that did come out were fantastic. The only problem is they were almost all of the good guy forces. We only ever got one bad guy suit, and it was also a Gundam. We never got any grunts or anything. And the high grades were also a bit like that. All the good guy high grades were really fantastic, but the bad guy high grades were just not that great. If you see my Zadra review, you'll see what I'm talking about. They're all kind of disappointing in the high grades for the Vagrant suits. But in any case, again, haven't watched Gundam Age, so I can't tell you too much about the Gundam other than I really like the look. So take a look at the side of the box. Yeah, looks pretty good. Pretty simple design and things that it comes with. It just sort of comes with the, I believe it's called the Dodds, yeah, Dodds rifle, and a shield and some beam sabers. I like that it has a smaller beam saber, sort of like the Exia there. And apparently the Dodds rifle can also kind of break apart and spin around to create different forms. It comes with interchangeable fingers, like the wing kits. I'm totally fine with those. I don't really like completely articulated fingers. The articulation on this kit, as you can see, is really being pushed on the side of the box, and from what I've heard, it's fantastic. I really like the decals as well. I like how this kit looks decaled up with them. I really like red on white decals, so yeah, it's looking pretty good. Not sure what this is talking about. Probably just the engineering, because this, again, was kind of a big engineering marvel for Bandai at the time, just because they were really pushing for these master grades to become more articulate and more dynamic. Again, just talk about more of the innards and the articulation. Pretty cool little line art drawing there. And then we just got a nice shot of the front and the back and the cockpit here with its very weird, I have to admit, looking protagonist. He doesn't wear a spacesuit or anything, even when he's piloting it. So yeah, let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. Whoop. So first thing we see in here are some white parts. This is an H plate, all for, well, it looks like the arms and legs. It's a very blocky design, so these pieces look very uniform. They're kind of hard to tell apart from each other. So paying attention to the numbers while constructing this will be pretty important. What's really cool are these like vents, these grills almost. The kit itself is supposed to be sort of like a race car. It has a giant spoiler on the back, and with all these exhaust vents, sort of gives the illusion of speed. But what's super cool about this is all those vents are actually completely punched through. So the color behind there will be the color of the inner frame, I'd imagine. So pretty cool that you don't have to line that or anything. That's just how it comes molded. Next up, we've got a G plate. Big part for the shield, I'm assuming. More smaller arm and ankle parts and knee parts and all that stuff. So this is just sort of smaller parts of the arms and legs. I think that's pretty cool. They've sort of put the really large parts of the arms and legs on this plate, and then they put the smaller white parts on this plate. Pretty convenient there. A plate here is actually just a blue plate. Usually the A plate is a multicolor plate, but it looks like they split up every color in this kit. There's no multicolor plate, but really nice shade of blue. But this is where I will be changing it a bit. I do plan to paint this kit. I just plan to paint the blue, red, and yellow. The white's good for me. It's just going to remain white. And then I'm going to do just a bit of subtle weathering on it just to make those vent exhausts look pretty cool. Just do some streaking maybe. But this blue is really nice. Again, here's the big spoiler. I don't mind the spoiler, really. I know that's something a lot of people dislike about the design of Age protagonist Age suits and Gundams from Gundam Age, but I don't know. It's not. It doesn't really offend me, and I don't really like it. So it's just sort of there. Next up, we've got all the hand parts. Looks like again interchangeable fingers. The hands on the protagonist suits are a little weird. They're all like kind of circular in the palms. I don't really like that. That's actually a part of the design I really don't like, but otherwise these look like they'll work just fine. Next up is an inner frame part, runner I with just some inner frame. It's that good old, more solid inner frame. It's a little softer than the colored plastic, but not as soft as what we have today, that's for sure. I'll probably be painting this like gunmetal or something. I'll probably just spray it on the runner, to be honest, just because it's all inner frame. You won't be seeing the nubs, but I might select some key pieces that I know will be showing, like these joint pieces will be moving, so you'll probably see the nubs. C plate is our yellow plate. I'm going to try to paint this guy a little bit darker, so I'm still going to do yellow, blue, and red, but I'm just going to darken it up a bit, a little bit like the Crossbone Gundam I just reviewed. I'm going to go for sort of a similar color scheme. That's pretty nice, very few parts there. Should be, again, it should be pretty quick. There's not that many colored pieces for me to paint. E plate is another white plate. Looks like just about all the parts for the head. You've got your two pilot figures here and some crotch pieces, nothing too special. The only thing I'm sort of noticing on this kit are all the panel lines and the lines and the edge lines for this kit are mainly sculpted. They're not really etched into the parts themselves. So there might be very minimal panel lines for a kit that will actually look like it has a lot more panel lines than there actually are. I'm not really sure how to explain that, but we'll see in my review, I suppose. Runner D is a clear green runner. The A is actually a clear green piece. That's very convenient. And the eyes and the cameras, it looks like, will be clear green. It's very nice clear green. It's a little blue, which is really nice. Polycaps. Runner B is your red plate, just the feet, looks like, and the center torso section and the face here. Nothing too special. The underside of the feet are really boring. I mean, look at that. Not even any thrusters or anything, just some lines. So that's pretty lame. But otherwise, yep. There's your red. Here are your beam saber effect parts. Again, you get two long ones and two short ones. These are very reminiscent of Gundam 00. Actually, I've got the Exia's beam saber right here. I use it as a spudger to move around waterside decals. Very good tool for that, by the way. But as you can see, these actually might be the exact same part. What do you know? They are. Yep. This is, so the beam saber effect parts from the AGE-1 normal are the MG Exias. That's funny. Didn't expect that. Let's see. Runner J is more inner frame. Nice inner frame. It looks like it's going to move pretty well. I mean, as far as I know, it's pretty standard Master Grade construction as far as today's standard. I know back then, again, this was a big step for Bandai and their articulation and Master Grades were these Age kits. A little too much when it came to the Age-2, apparently. Apparently that kit isn't very stable. I might get that one day. I do dig the design of the Age-2. Runner K looks like all the parts for the Dodds rifle and the shield. So pretty cool, pretty nicely detailed. I can tell that this kit doesn't go too over the board with panel lines, which leaves it pretty open for anybody who wants to do some panel lining themselves. And the last runner here, after the stickers come out, is runner F. Again, more inner frame parts. No duplicate runners, actually. Pretty interesting. Haven't seen that in a while. We got some nice backpack pieces here. The detail on these are quite nice, as you can see. So it's not like the inner frame isn't detailed. It's just different. And here's that cool chest piece where the A will go in. Yeah, good stuff. Some stickers here. So we've got your marking stickers, black stickers. for the knees, it looks like. That's really strange. I'm not sure why they didn't just do that with parts, but okay. Yeah, it's just easier just to paint that. You got some silver stickers to go behind those clear green pieces. Some dry transfers and some regular marking stickers. And right here are the eye stickers, the head stickers, and the cameras. Pretty cool blue, actually. Bluish green. It's not your normal green, and it's not your normal blue. So, very nice. And let's take a quick look at the manual. So, here we go. Let's see. Pretty cool little shot talking about Gundam Age, I'm guessing. Get you hyped on it. As far as I know, they didn't. I know Gundam Age is a more kiddish show, and at the time they were selling a lot more kids' toys rather than Gunpla. They started something called the advanced grade at that time, which were like stupid simple kits. They were like first grade kits. But I don't think this Master Grade's construction was simplified at all for kids. I think this is a real true to form Master Grade. I have my suspicions as to why the high grades are so simple, and it might be because of the bigger appeal to kids at the time. Pretty cool little shots here. Your nice 1-point step. So this is kind of what I'm saying. So in every Master Grade manual, at least that I have, every time you get to this sort of colored fold out, they talk about this 1-point step. It's basically panel lining, and it shows you what the Gundam looks before and after panel lining. And as you can see, with this particular Gundam, it doesn't look very different. Usually it looks very different, but I guess that's what I'm trying to get at, that this kit doesn't have a lot of panel lines. It just kind of has those features sculpted rather than panel lines. Teaching you how to paint the pilot there, and all of your poses that you can do. Again, these sort of cross-sectional shots to show off the details and the articulation, I suppose. And from what I'm looking at, nothing too crazy. Pretty standard construction. Looks like this kit's going to go together quite quick. There's not that many pages in this guide. So now fold out here. Final assembly. You'll have to excuse that noise over there. My cat's trying to get into my room, and he's being very persistent. But yeah, again, the weapons, it's very minimal. I don't know what the AGE-1 actually used, if it had a bazooka or anything. But it would have been nice to get a bit more if there were more to his arsenal. This kit also featured the swinging hip joint that we see in a lot of kits nowadays. And markings, and that's it. And then you get a nice little shot on the back for the Gundam. So that's it for the AGE-1 normal. Again, I'm just going to be painting the colored parts. The white will remain as is, and I'm just going to do a little bit of weathering on it, and then I will have it up for a review. So thank you all for watching. I will see you as soon as this is done. Until then, take care, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.